Coming up, flu season is back with a vengeance. Plus, feeding the hungry in Flagstaff, how you can help. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Lena Zaubzer.
And I'm Michaela Richardson. Thanks for tuning in. Flu season is well underway, so be prepared.
It is important to be informed on what illnesses are common and to know the symptoms. NAZ Today's Matt Keenans is live in the studio with more.
Thanks, Lena. With the winter season beginning, people are spending more time with their families to celebrate the holidays, but this comes with a higher chance of getting sick. We visited with Coconino County Health and Human Services to find out what's happening right now. Flu season began about 7 weeks ago, and already health officials have seen spikes in both Coconino County and the state. Debbie Branson, an RN at Coconino County Health and Human Services, says that the medical community is concerned about this season.
What we're seeing is that it is just 7 weeks in, so we're 7 weeks into our flu season, and it's proving to be a very active one. Coconino County has seen 1,000% increase just this past week over, if you compare that to our last 5 years average.
However, flu is not the only illness going around. There's also COVID-19 and RSV, or respiratory syncytial virus. Branson says each of these can be very dangerous to certain groups.
RSV, for example, in healthy adults just often presents as something similar to the common cold. However, it can cause severe illness, moderate to severe illness in our babies, our young children, and even sometimes in our over 65-year-old population.
Branson says that there are a few ways to know whether you have the flu or COVID.
Flu usually has an abrupt onset and can cause fever and those really telltale muscle and body aches. And COVID can present with that sometimes, but for the most part, it tends to come on a little bit slower, and you often see those telltale signs that we've become accustomed to over and heard so much about these last couple of years, of that loss of taste and smell, a headache, a pretty severe headache, and sometimes shortness of breath.
But Branson says the best way to differentiate between the three is to see your healthcare provider. She says those over 65 often face a greater risk, and so do college students.
Dorm room living close to each other, being very close with socializing and being in classrooms, absolutely. It only takes one person.
Some NAU students, including Ashley Hurst, are worried about catching the flu.
Every year I tend to get really sick, so I am pretty worried. I try to be stocked up in the beginning of the semester every year though, so.
Branson says right now is the perfect time to get the flu shot.
We're actually in the prime window for individuals to receive flu vaccine.
If you want to book an appointment to get your flu shot, you can call the Coconino County Health and Human Services at 928-679-7222. And for NAU students, there are also resources at the Health and Learning Center on campus. Matt Keenitz, NAZ Today.
NAU is still mourning the loss of Professor and Director of Forestry Dr. Yeon-Soo Kim, and there is no progress to report on the search for her husband. Friends of the family have started a GoFundMe to help in the search for Kim's husband, who is still lost at sea. If you would like to donate, you can go to the webpage GoFundMe and search for Corey Allen and Yeon-Soo Kim Search Fund. Now, an important reminder for those planning a trip to Phoenix. I-17 will be closed in both directions from 10 to 11 p.m. tonight and tomorrow night. The on-ramp to southbound I-17 from Sunset Point and the on-ramp to northbound I-17 from Bumblebee Road will be also closed. Expect a delay of at least 1 hour while work is underway.
3 Flagstaff teachers will be receiving a gift from Fiesta Bowl Charities. They are among the 400 teachers across the state receiving $2,500 as a part of the annual Wishes for Teachers program. Erin Salona from Summit High School, Kylie Haiti from Knowles Elementary School, and Jennifer Othen from De Miguel Elementary were the local winners. Sandra Avila with the Fiesta Bowl says Annual Wishes is just one of the many things the organization does to support education.
So we have several initiatives that support students and teachers, and this one in particular, it's focused on the students because we know that they need these resources to succeed and to help their students succeed and to meet those educational goals. So that is why 2016, 7 years ago, we created this program to help the teachers and support classrooms and students make their wishes come true.
Arizona K-12 teachers are eligible to apply for this grant. Applications for next year's program will open next fall. Visit fiestabowl.org for more details. The Flagstaff Family Food Center is entering its 31st season of giving, and as you might expect, this is the busiest time of year. NAZ Today's Andy Hornberg has more.
I'm here at the Flagstaff Family Food Center, where volunteers are hard at work prepping meals for those in need.
The Food Center has given away millions of pounds of food and is focused on continuing its mission. Manager Ethan Amos revealed some of the most needed foods this holiday season.
If you have access to fresh produce, that's always welcome, and then peanut butter and jelly, and then also different lunch meats. And the reason why we want peanut butter and jelly and lunch meat is because we serve lunch every day over at our kitchen.
For those interested in donating as the holiday season approaches, Amos says it's easy.
So if you go to hotfood.org/donate, you'll be able to make a monetary donation if that's what you're looking to do. If you have food where you want to bring it by, you come to the warehouse at 3805 East Huntington Drive.
The Family Food Center has been in the business of feeding others for decades. 6-year veteran volunteer Sue Ordway says her work takes on a special importance because of the COVID-19 pandemic and rising inflation.
Well, I think COVID it's made a big difference as far as people needing more help. And now, with inflation, they need even more help. I mean, I've just been seeing it ramp up the whole time I've been working. And so I think it's great that so many volunteers come and help out.
This place is huge, but there's always room for more. For those looking to do some good by donating or volunteering this holiday season, the Food Center's website, hotfood.org, has more information. Andy Hornberg, NAZ Today.
If you're looking for some holiday activities for the weekend, downtown Flagstaff is starting off December with plenty of events, starting on Friday. The Orpheum Theater will be having a holiday bazaar, and there will be music and arts and crafts starting at 6 p.m. And the theater will continue on the holiday fun on Saturday at 10 a.m. with a showing of Home Alone.
The theater won't be the only ones up early on Saturday. The Weatherford Hotel will be serving breakfast with Santa from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And if you're not a morning person like me, don't worry. Downtown will be starting its Winter Wonderland and tree lighting celebrations from 3 to 7 p.m.
Coming up, Congress taking steps that could prevent a crippling railroad strike.
Thank you, Michaela and Lena, for an update on the Christmas festivities we got going on this weekend. Now, I'm sure we're all pretty excited for those festivities. However, I definitely recommend layering up as a high pressure system is moving out of northern Arizona and a lower pressure system is moving in. We will be seeing clear skies throughout the days. However, as we head into our nights, that's where that lower pressure system effects are going to be coming in. We're going to be seeing some cloudy skies and even chance of showers or even snow, about 20% chance. Now, that is all I have, but stay tuned after the break.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home.
I blew on him.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. The House has voted to force a tentative agreement that would prevent a nationwide railroad strike. The measure appears to have enough bipartisan support to clear both the House and the Senate, but that doesn't mean lawmakers want to get involved, as CNN's Amy Kiley reports.
The nation does need to avert a rail strike.
It looks like enough lawmakers agree with that to pass a bill averting a railroad shutdown. Top leaders in both parties met with the president yesterday. The Senate could take up the plan this week or next after the House vote, according to Senate sources. Without congressional action, it's possible.
Jobs will be lost, even union jobs will be lost. Water will not be safe. Product will not be going to market.
A strike also could increase prices for Americans already grappling with high inflation. It'd be another blow to the supply chain that could affect necessities like food. Oil and gas leaders warn consumers would see higher prices at the pump. But that doesn't mean national leaders are enthusiastic about getting involved with a labor dispute.
Some may be inclined to vote against it, and others are arguing that the economic price doing that is too great.
It's not an easy call, but I think we have to do it. The economy's at risk.
Members of 4 rail unions rejected a previous agreement and are ready to strike over issues like paid sick time. The president of one of them says political involvement
takes away the strength and the abilities that we have to force bargaining or force the railroads into a situation to actually do the right thing.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The White House says President Joe Biden is coming to Phoenix on Tuesday. He'll be touring a multi-billion-dollar semiconductor plant to promote his plan to rebuild the U.S. manufacturing sector. There's currently no information on whether he'll be holding a public news conference. The holiday shopping season is seeing a solid start despite inflation and other economic concerns. New data out this week shows Americans are spending in record numbers, despite another report that showed they're also not feeling great about the economy. CNN's Jen Sullivan has 3 tips to help you avoid holiday debt while still getting into the holiday spirit.
The holiday shopping season is in full swing, and while Americans are spending in record numbers, they're also not feeling great about the economy.
Many consumers are telling us that this is a really important time of year for them.
A new report from Adobe Analytics found online Black Friday sales in the U.S. set a new record, with sales reaching $9.12 billion. That's despite inflation, higher interest rates, and recession fears. National Retail Federation says despite all that, Americans are still eager to shop.
62% said that spending around the holidays is critical for them. It is a priority so that they can make these celebrations meaningful for themselves or their families.
Meanwhile, new data released Tuesday shows U.S. consumer confidence fell in November to a 4-month low, indicating Americans are feeling gloomy about the economy. And financial experts warn if you don't rein in your finances, you'll end up with too much holiday debt.
It's so easy to go overboard at the end of the year.
Latina money expert Janice Torres has these 3 tips. 1. If you haven't already, create a sinking fund and stick to that amount earmarked for holiday spending. 2. Make a shopping list, trim it down, and decide who will get gifts from you this year.
So you're not just kind of shopping ad hoc and then realizing maybe I overspent, maybe I didn't need to buy all of these gifts.
And 3, use cash savings apps that allow you to make money while you're spending money.
These are apps that you can download that basically will give you points or cash back whenever you make a purchase online.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry.
for bacon. I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
love.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
Welcome back to NAZ Today, everybody. My name is Hannah Ware, and I'll be your student weather forecaster for the night. Currently looking at our temperature, we are seeing a beautiful 46 degrees, wind chill about 40 degrees, and very clear skies. We are seeing wind speeds of about 14 miles per hour, nothing too crazy, but we are feeling a slight breeze. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have that high pressure system moving out east and a lower pressure system moving in, and we can actually see that in our current satellite as we have some cloud coverage, and we can see moving quite fast in that northern Arizona region. Now let's look at our highs and lows for today. We have a high of 48 degrees with a low of 25. We're right around those averages. However, this is the first time in a long time we are seeing our high 2 degrees above our average, and we are nowhere near that record low of -4 in 2010. Now, I said a couple weeks back that with the trends in weather that we were seeing, we could be potentially seeing those record lows in the negative numbers. However, we are seeing it build back up to that high pressure system and back and forth with that lower pressure system. We haven't seen any precipitation as of yesterday, so we're still at 16.17 inches. We have quite a gap between our total since January 1st and our average, a little bit more than 2-inch difference. Now let's look at our highs and lows for all of northern Arizona. Our current temperatures for all of northern Arizona. Phoenix, you're a beautiful 72 degrees. I honestly think I'd be enjoying that weather down in the valley a lot more than what we're seeing in northern Arizona. Las Vegas, Kingman, Prescott, you guys are riding in the mid-50s. Grand Canyon, you're at a very chilly 35 degrees. And then that Page, Hopi, Winslow area, you guys are in the 40 to mid-50s. Now let's look into tonight for Flagstaff. We are seeing a low of 25 degrees and mostly clear skies. Like I mentioned earlier, we were going to be having clear skies during the day, but those clouds will start to move in at night. Sun has set at 5:15 p.m. and tomorrow morning we are going to have a late start to our day with a sunrise at 7:17 a.m. in the morning, sunny skies, and a beautiful 48 degrees. Now let's go to our highs and lows for tomorrow. We can see in Phoenix, once again, 72 degrees with a low of 50. Prescott, Lake Havasu, and Kingman, you guys are looking pretty much the same for tomorrow as well. And then in Flagstaff, you guys have the lowest low all of northern Arizona. We are below freezing point at 27 degrees for our low. Now let's look at the rest of our week for Flagstaff. Tomorrow, high of 48 with a low of 27. Pretty much the same thing for Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, even potentially carrying through to Wednesday, that's when we're going to really see those effects of that lower pressure system. We are going to be seeing a 20% chance of rain and maybe even snow, so we can expect some flurries. Now, that is all I have for weather, but stay tuned after the break for sports with Michael Manny.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at savethefood.com.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here. I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog.
Good evening and welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Michael Manny. Last season, the Flagstaff Eagles girls basketball team reached the 4A state championship game for the first time in 30 years, but came up just short to South Point Catholic. Almost 9 months later, the Eagles are well underway on their quest to return to the title game, sitting at 2-1 early on in the 2022-23 season. I caught up with head coach Tyrone Johnson and senior Sage Begay just before the start of the season. Close, but no cigar. The Flagstaff Eagles girls basketball team just missed a state championship trophy last season, but head coach Tyrone Johnson believes they have a great chance to make it back.
We want to get there again, and we want it to be a different result. You know, we have a great opportunity in front of us. We want to be one of the first teams to qualify for the Open Division.
Though they lost generational talent Gracelyn NAZ to graduation, most of last year's core is back. Plus, multiple players from last year's unbeaten JV team are moving up to varsity.
Some of these girls that's coming in that are juniors this year, their freshman year they went undefeated, their sophomore year they went undefeated, and so we got some people that come in and they compete.
The team has also added freshman Bella Burkhar, daughter of NAU men's basketball coach Shane Burkhar.
She's mature beyond her age in terms of her basketball game and development. There's some freshman habits that I told her we're going to break, and we're going to make sure that, you know, we have her playing her best.
Senior Sage Begay is now one of the team's longest tenured players. Losing last year has just made her work harder to return to the title game and win.
That's a lot of motivation because last year we got to all the way to the bracket, and we just, during the game, we fell a little short. So that just motivated me more to know that I can do a lot more than what I did last year.
Michael Manny, NAZ Today. The Eagles are back in action at home this Friday to take on the Mesquite Wildcats at 5:30 p.m. Sticking with high school hoops, the Eagles boys team has opened their season 1-2, with their first win coming last night in double overtime versus Saguaro in a thriller. Junior Jake Sentner has started off the season hot, scoring 13 and 20 points in his first 2 games. They'll be in action next against Mesquite on Friday. The Coconino Panthers boys and girls team swept the Greenway Demons this past Monday. Senior Ivory Washington had 23 points, as the boys team opened their season with a 63-40 win. The girls' team also took care of business with a 58-19 win on the road. The boys will next face Thunderbird December 1st, while the girls' team plays Apollo December 5th. Well, that's all we have for sports tonight, but stay tuned for your weather recap with Hannah Ware after the break.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thunder Shark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Let's recap that weather we are going to be seeing the rest of our week. Tomorrow, high of 48 with a low of 27. Pretty much the same thing on Friday as well. We're going to start seeing those effects of the lower pressure system heading into the rest of our weekend. We are going to be having a 20% chance of rain and even potentially some snow. So we'll be seeing some flurries potentially continuing through to Wednesday. Now that is all I have for weather. I'm throwing it to you, Michaela.
Well, thank you, Hannah. And with that, this is our last Wednesday show for the semester, but make sure to tune in next Tuesday for our final show of the semester.
That's all we have for tonight. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media channels. Have a good night.